Welcome to Caravan of GLAM Presents on KPQR LP Portland, Wild Planet Radio.
Hey, it is Justin with the Caravan of GLAM Presents. We don't know what day it is, but we are in the studio with Don Newton.
Hey, everybody.
And our guest host this week, Danie Ward.
Hello, you.
We're going to raise the roof, right, Danie?
I'm raising the roof right now as we speak.
You can't see her, but she is.
I'm raising it.
All right.
And I have my snacks and I'm ready to go, so
We'll be right back.
let's do it.
Hey, this is Patrick from Eastside Strength and Performance. You are tuning in to the Caravan of GLAM Presents on KPQR 99.1 FM or streaming live on wildplanetradio.com.
Ooh, segment.
We're doing a little segment here on the Caravan of GLAM Presents.
Segment here.
Yes.
We got Justin Buckles. Say hello.
Present.
Nope, we didn't hear you.
Hold on. Yeah, no, I turned you on.
Present.
There we go. And our special co-host is Danie Ward.
Here.
Our other guest
Yes.
would be...
Thank you for having me.
would be Pablo Gonzalez.
Portland Idol 2016.
Pablo's Rock Hard Lemonade.
I'm still getting used to saying it. I love it. Hi, I'm Portland Idol. I mean Pablo.
Part of the elite.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so both of you are current reigning winner.
That's
One
not
of
right.
you.
Nope, I'm not the reigning.
No, no, no.
Current reigning is not right. Raining or current, not together. No, that's true. Like that's
Oh, okay.
it's legit.
And Danie is a former. Is that right?
Former
I want
reigning.
to talk to the
Former reigning.
the grammatical police
Grammar
over
police.
here. Make sure I'm like saying it correctly. Okay, so Pablo Gonzalez is the reigning 2016 Portland Idol winner.
Yes.
That's right.
Currently. Current reigning.
And then Danie Ward.
Is old.
I'm waiting
school.
for him to tell us how we want to say it.
See, if you go and tell people how to run things, you should probably listen.
And put your phone down, face down.
Face down.
I was
Text me.
gossiping.
It's a shocker.
If it ain't his laptop, it's his phone.
Danie is.
Most beautiful girl in the world.
Could you be?
But Justin, now
What?
you've worked on American Idol,
I have.
and so the tours and down in California.
huh.
So a little dirt, a little gossip.
What?
Is Ryan Seacrest gay?
It is not my place to divulge.
You are a worthless gossiper.
Oh, please.
Well, would you want to be outed by somebody?
I'm so far out, it wouldn't be outing me.
If you weren't, though.
No, probably not. You're right. Dang it. Julianne Hough was his beard.
No, they broke up a long time ago.
I know, because she didn't want to be his beard anymore.
Yeah, they were together for quite a while.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
If you put allegedly by it, you're safe.
So is he allegedly with anybody else right now?
Is he allegedly
Yeah,
homosexual?
he's with a model now. Another blonde model.
Is he nice? Was he easy to work with?
Yeah.
What about the first? It was Ryan Seacrest, and who was the other one?
Brian
Dorfelman.
Dunkelman.
Dunkelman. Did you get to know him?
No, I wasn't there for the first season. Well,
He was barely there for the first season.
I was, but I wasn't.
I wonder if he's bitter.
You think? I mean, I would be. Wouldn't you be? Like, I would be.
All that money that.
Well, and if he, like, it started out who was the sexiest, which was obviously
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest, to Hollywood standards.
That's marginal.
Right. It's like, blonde hair.
He's a little pocket person.
He's
Petite
shorter. Yeah,
white
he's
dude.
shorter than I am, and I'm 5'8".
I'm 5'9".
I'm 5'6.5".
I'm 5'8".
Dang it. Wait, how tall are you?
5'8".
Oh,
I
good.
thought Ryan Seacrest was super handsome.
I think he's very handsome.
That's when I knew.
Brian Dunkelman, though. He was irritating.
What about Simon?
Oh, Simon was great.
I love him.
He was really nice.
He's a dad now.
He is a dad.
Yeah,
He seems
weird,
a little
huh?
softer too. I've noticed that when I see him on air and stuff.
He cries way earlier. Like, he doesn't try and hide it anymore.
What about Paula?
Fat. Bleak crazy.
But she's really nice, though, right?
Oh, yeah. She's
Like,
sweet,
she just
but
seems
she's
so
just-
genuine.
She is out there.
Hollywood got to her.
She is.
Wait. Did Simon Cowell have pectoral implants?
No, I think those are real.
Okay. No further
Him and Ryan
questions, Your Honor.
Seacrest both have. Him and Ryan Seacrest both have lifts in their shoes.
Is
Lips?
Simon short? Oh, really?
Like how short?
Well, I guess I should
Like
say how tall is he?
5'7", 5'8".
Really? I was
Oh.
thinking like he's like 5'10", 6 foot.
I thought he was a little larger or a little
No,
more.
they have lifts in their shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Like a couple inch just heel lift. So they're like,
Adorable.
And Randy.
like Prince.
Randy was nice.
Survey was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So were you there when they changed judges, or
No.
so you were there for the original? Was it just the three of them, right?
Yeah. I was there through like the end of season 5.
And
So it was always them, right?
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson.
Super sweet.
Oh gosh, she can sing.
Yeah, she can sing. And who did she lose to? Or who? No,
Justin
not she
Guarini.
lost to, but he lost to her.
Yeah, Justin Guarini.
And how was Justin? Was there
I never
something
met
between
him.
the two of them?
I think it was just the media manipulated.
Because
Or
she just
actually,
says they were really good friends.
the show probably put out a press release and started the rumor
Right.
to get a season 2.
That's what they do. That's gross. I
Yep.
don't like that.
So what are some things about the American Idol behind the scenes that you're like, wow, people only knew this? Or do we all really already know it?
I mean, I can talk about everything because my confidentiality agreement's
Oh, well then let's do
done.
it.
But I mean, they literally own you. They make you sign a contract for 10 years. They own
10 years.
your images. They own.
Is that if you
anything.
win?
No, that's just like the top 75.
Oh, wow. Top 75?
I mean, it may have been different after I was done working on the show, but they own all the
Wow.
recordings, all the images.
Any way they present you is
They own
like,
it.
yeah, you
And they
can't
don't
go
have
in
to-
and say it's not that
Yeah,
way.
they don't have to give you a penny for any of that.
Wow.
So
and
they
it's
could
all the
still-
fine print.
They could be putting out albums, best of season 1 now, and they wouldn't have to pay anybody.
So basically, you shackle your whole
You
entire.
sign your life away.
You sell your soul.
Yeah, and that's why if you look at the
Voice?
what's his name?
Oh.
Clay Aiken bought himself out of his contract.
oh, he
he
did.
did.
I did not know that.
A lot of them do that right at the end.
Which he was so popular. I'm really surprised that they. I mean, you would think they would kind of maybe cater, but I guess that's how they get as far as they do because they don't cater.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of the contestants will buy themselves out of, or bought themselves out of the contract.
What happens to the ones that win that we don't ever hear from again? Like Ruben Stoddard?
Ruben, he was
I don't
doing.
know.
I feel like he was doing theater or something.
Fantasia. She pops up here and there.
She's
She
on
does
Broadway.
every once in a while. Yeah.
She did
Yeah.
some reality stuff too, and I don't
Taylor
think it
Hicks.
shined very well.
Taylor Hicks does he has a Vegas show.
So what about the contestants?
Do they get access to a bunch of alcohol that they get to abuse?
No.
Dang it.
Well,
Just kidding.
probably. I mean, they probably sneak it in, but they're just thrown in apartments and they.
Are they sequestered?
Yep.
So when they say they have a roommate, it's they can be with another contestant, but
Yeah.
they can't talk about anything.
I mean, I'm sure that they do.
But they're not supposed to.
yeah,
talk
they
about
can't
it.
come and go. They can't, or they could never. I'm talking like it's still in the air, but they could never just come and go. They always had to check in and out, and then they would be told that. I mean, they used to sneak out all the time.
I mean,
Everyone was banging everyone. Obviously, when you're in these small
you gotta have something to
groups,
do.
like, but yeah, you're just a slave to the machine. It was rehearsal, show, dress, like going out and spending tons of money on clothes, shooting a commercial, rehearsal, show.
I don't hear any eating or sleeping in that.
It was just constant.
That's why everybody gets skinny.
So is it authentic? Who wins? Is that an authentic choice? Or do you think there's some, is it like predetermined? Do they say, hey, we want this one to win?
For the voice, they can
Well-
change it if they. I mean, that's in contract that they can make
change.
adjustments.
I will say that when we did the auditions, they would, all the judges would have notes already for when the contestants went and saw them and did all that stuff. The contestants would have all the notes about their prior auditions, so they would know what would make the best soundbite. Like Simon would come and show up in his dressing room early for the shows, the live shows, and he would sit and he would watch the final dress rehearsal and take notes. So he would have the best sound bites that all the media would pick up and that they would air, the next day on TMZ and Entertainment Tonight and all that stuff. So
So it's all smoke and mirrors.
all of it, yeah.
So
Oh,
Pablo,
yeah.
you've auditioned for some of those shows.
I auditioned for The Voice while I was living in Los Angeles, and that was an experience in itself. Because Los Angeles just has so much talent, and it's all bottlenecking into events like auditions for The Voice, and yeah, it's intimidating waiting in line for hours and hours, and there's some people kind of peacocking and singing while in line, like blowing out their vocal cords. And
The show off time is always so fun. It's really great people watching.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's a little disheartening because you spend an entire day, and I mean, by the time, in my personal experience, by the time it was my turn to audition, I was auditioning in front of 3 really young PAs that looked incredibly bored and incredibly hungry and irritable, and
they've heard all the Adele and all of the popular songs over and over again.
It all just happens so quickly, and the woulda, coulda, shouldas are the hard part. But yeah, it just ends quickly and you go home.
So did they give you a no, or what was your response?
I filter. There was about 10 of us that got called into the audition room. You sing a song, half of us were told to sit down, and then the remaining 5 got to sing one more time. And then they kept 3 people and everybody was asked to leave. So I got asked to sing again, but unfortunately I didn't make it to the final 3. But all 3 of those people that auditioned again did not make it on the show. So that was just round 1, part 1.
Would you do it again?
I'm not sure I would. I think I think I should. I just think right now in my near future I won't. I think I'm way too busy with some side projects and really focusing on making this on my own right now.
Danie, will you do it again?
Yes, I will. And not so much because I go, I'm going to go and I'll get picked, but I go because it is truly what has helped my nerves and anxiety.
It's part of your growth as a performer.
Yeah, and it's an excuse to go to Disneyland. So
Justin, were these other shows around while you were doing American Idol? Like, was America Got Talent, The Voice?
Nope.
You had left by then. And what was your view of those shows compared to American Idol?
Well, I think The Voice is a lot better than Idol. I mean, I think America's Got Talent's fun. The Caravan was part of America's Got Talent, season 10. And we actually made it through to the next round because they flew us out to New York. They scouted us, and then we actually made it through to the next round. But I decided not to sign the contract because we would have to sign over everything. Well, Ecstasy and I would because we own it. But we would have to sign over everything for 5 years. Whether we made it on TV, whether we won, whether we lost. But yeah, I would have had to sign over the brand. We would have had to have gotten permission from them to do every show for 5 years.
So is it better not to win these shows?
I think it's better to just not get involved with them in general.
Well, because if you it doesn't matter. Like when I auditioned, I basically signed everything away in that moment. So if I had gone further, I've already said, yeah, you have the rights to everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, if you make it at all past the cattle call, it doesn't matter if you make it all the way to the end or if you're just in that moment because you've already signed it.
What's your advice to all 3 of you, to someone that's considering going to audition for these shows?
I would say do it if you want to do it, but be prepared, be fully prepared, and read everything.
Absolutely. I'd say definitely do it. Definitely worth the experience. It was super fun. Be realistic. And I mean, be realistic and be smart. And definitely read all the paperwork because there's a lot of it.
And I have somebody else to read the you read it and then have multiple people read it.
Have a lawyer read it. Because you will not understand that legal terminology.
Well, it's just one different word totally changes the idea of the contract.
That's usually the piece that's missing in a creative person, an artist. They're just wanting to get up and sing, and take their voice and their talent, and it's that business piece that's usually missing. But it's not even just in that endeavor, but the business piece in anybody that's creative, whether you're making cabinetry or things of that nature. What's your advice to someone, Justin?
I mean, do it if you want, but be prepared to have a room full of people telling you how you need to change so they can make the most money, because they will completely tear you apart and rebuild you so they can make the most money off of this rebuilt version of your voice.
That's why they like the young kids.
It's your commodity.
Yes, you are, and they'll be really nice and they'll kiss your butt and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, you're just a bank account.
Well, and there's another 1,000 people in line that will do it.
But do it if you want. I mean, it's great exposure, but I mean, we could have went further with
America's
Got Talent, but I did not want to sign away something that I had built and something that I had created from nothing. I mean, unless they were going to give me a huge chunk of change up front. But I mean, it can be great exposure. It can get you further. I mean, it has gotten the Caravan further. Just that little 40-second blip on TV. Because we can use that for life when it comes to branding. And when we were scouted by America's Next Dance Battle or whatever it was called, which was on ABC, we can use that too.
We'll be right back. This is Caravan of Glam.
Hey, what's up? It's Ecstasy Inferno with the Caravan of Glam Presents. It's time to get social with us. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Wild Planet Radio, and Caravan of Glam. You can also hear all of our podcasts, musician interviews, LGBTQ news, updates, and much more on SoundCloud. Just look for Wild Planet Radio.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is the Caravan of Glam Presents. I'm your host, Dawn Newton, along with...
J-Boo.
And then we have our special co-host, Danie Ward, in studio with us.
Howdy.
She's been hanging with us for the next, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Long time.
We just might adopt her.
Okay.
You mean I'm not adopted yet?
Well,
I thought that I've eurned my status as an adoptee.
You're
I'm
our
gonna
radio baby.
that-
How about that?
That sounds so creepy.
It does sound creepy.
Danie's going to sing for us here sometime later today, too. She
Yeah, we're
was
going to make her.
the 2014 Portland Idol winner.
Yes.
And then in studio with us, we have a special guest. Tammie Brown is here.
Tammie Brown.
Hello.
Hi.
Just moved
So
to Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Been here about a month.
Yes, correct.
So what brought you to Portland?
Well, for artistic, I wanted to change the way I was doing things artistically. It's too much of a rat race in Los Angeles. For me, I wanted to relax and focus more on being creative. And Stacey Lee Big from my album from my album Popcorn, Get It, Put Some Butter on It. She's here in the studio, but she encouraged me to come live here with her at her house and to work on my artistic projects and stuff. Because originally I was going to move to Texas, but I decided to come here.
Well, we're glad you did.
Yeah.
And we're so
Portland's
glad
amazing.
You came into our studio to chat with us. And also, for people that don't, maybe the name sounds familiar, maybe her voice sounds familiar. You appeared on the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race, and then also RuPaul's All-Stars Drag Race.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that, because watching the videos and going back and watching the interviews, the reunion, you are definitely a fan favorite.
My experience, I'm glad that, I got to do it and everything, but it wasn't such a pleasant experience. It was a lot of hard work. And being on a reality show isn't, what everybody thinks it's just so easy. It's not easy. And, I've been on other shows. I've been on America's Got Talent, got booed off of that. And before that, I've worked on so many things in Hollywood and been in other programs. I've been on How Clean Is Your House? And then I've been on...
How clean was it?
It was actually Stacey's, and she had me come on because, like a walk-on, so to speak, with Kim and Aggie. And then I've been on The Surreal Life with Tammie Faye Mesner. I've done so many other things and other projects, too. But RuPaul's Drag Race, of course, blew it out of the water, so to speak, and it's like a phenomenon in the gay culture right now. But it's really changed the politics and the way things work too in the drag community as well. The show has.
What started you in drag? Where did that come from?
I started doing, it's very natural since I was young. I wanted to dress up, and so I started dressing up in high school and started doing plays in high school. But before that, I'd always been sneaking around dressing up, wearing, a dress that I could find or my sister's clothes or whatever. So that was always something natural. And then I fantasized about it, and like movies like Tootsie were a big inspiration for me compared to other movies, but Tootsie was a big inspiration. And the movie What's Love Got to Do with It, that was another super inspiration for me. And I wanted to impersonate Tina Turner, knowing that I wanted to be an entertainer. And then Tina Turner was really the light came on, seeing the movie What's Love Got to Do with It with Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne. Fun movie.
Good.
Oh my gosh, Tina Turner, she's a force.
Yeah.
For sure. So do you remember the first time you stepped on stage in drag?
The first time on stage in drag was in my high school in Rockport, Fulton, Texas. Ooh. And I think that was like full drag was probably for Cha-Cha in Greece there. And that was like my sophomore year. So let's say 1998.
And how has it changed during that time?
Oh, well, of course, when you're starting off in high school and stuff, everything isn't perfect. And now, like, you have YouTube tutorials and everything. So all these new queens are coming with these faces that are beat, not necessarily talent, but I mean, they have like a really great face or whatever. And that's because they've been able to do tutorials on the internet and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I personally trained. I went to schools and classes on how to do makeup and everything too. And
so what kind of schools did you go to? Was it just like regular?
Private classes with little private institutions, or I took Geisha Studios later on in Long Beach. Geisha Studios is where they, you come and you learn how to do cosmetics on people and stuff. So I've done that. And then before that it was Hollywood Faces, and there was this lady named LCD. And she was a Mac Pro salesperson, and then she went off on her own to do freelance and teaching others to do makeup. So I took classes with her, and that was interesting. And that's sort of where more of my face came out, my structured face of sort of this vintage Hollywood look that's very natural for me. I mean, I can't change it around, and I don't really necessarily want to do what everybody else is doing either.
Oh no, you have definitely the Hollywood glam look. Mm-hmm. I see Lucille Ball keeps coming out when I see you.
That's just natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I prefer to. I like the other ones more, like Dietrich and and Garbo, and of course Joan Crawford.
Yeah. Yes,
classic
absolutely,
beauties.
absolutely.
The wig changes the makeup.
The wig?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it does. Like, you can have a face, and then you can wear 3 or 4 different wigs throughout the night, and it is a completely different look.
That's true.
With the same face.
Well, it's the angling, like the certain lengths do certain things to your face longer. Your face looks longer if you wear a longer wig, so to speak.
Where did Tammie Brown come from?
Tammie Brown was a name that was forced into in high school because I was going to be GS Glenn Schubert, and then GS, as it is a derivative of What You Get's What You See, the Tina Turner song. So I made my own GS as it is Glenn Schubert, and that was going to be my label for fashion because I was really into fashion at the time, and I was going to study fashion in high school, so I created a label and a design label. And then, but Tammie just came on the way to the club in high school. I started doing drag in high school, and I decided to, they were forcing me into a name, and I was like, well, my name is Glenn Schubert, which I thought was a proper stage name, and I knew like RuPaul and other people have gone by their names, like Danie LaRue from the UK and everything. They all went with their own names, but so they forced me into the name, and I went with it. And that's with an IE, of course, not a Y. And it's kind of funny because there's all these fans. Oh, I'm a major fan, Tammie. And then they spell my name with a Y.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Sure, I'm nice.
Have you ever thought about changing it?
What, to a Y?
No, just your name in general.
Well, no, I'm just going to go with it. That's the way it is. I roll with it. Not going to be like Prince. But I think he was forced or whatever.
Well, when you started doing drag too, the Tammie Brown that we see today, was that the Tammie Brown that was at the beginning when you started?
I've always been myself. I don't think that I've changed who I've been. I can't really change who I am. I mean, I don't put on facades really or airs. I mean, I stick to who I am and go with it. It's been an organic process, that's for sure, and a benefit to where people have always, it's been provided for. The drag, the costuming, and everything, for the most part, has been provided for me.
Well, if you do change, you're not true to yourself, right?
Correct, or unless you have to make your own changes that you truly
they just make you
Yeah.
better, not different.
As you grow.
Adds too, yeah.
Right.
We all grow and change, but I'm still me. But
we love you.
Somebody's got to. I also am an IE, and my closest friends still spell it with an I and NY. I'm like, you are my people, and you can't spell my name.
Right.
It's not like they said they're my biggest fan, but still, they're my friends. They
Right.
should know. I just had to throw that in.
That's great.
So what are some of your pet peeves in drag that you see, or your advice to those?
Well, I think that we should always be our best at what we're doing, and some people, aren't the best, or a lot of people will sell out. I find out the more popular they are, they play it safer. I don't believe in playing it so safe, or people go with trends a lot instead of staying true to what their artistry or whatever, and then they do whatever sort of pays the bills. I mean, I do understand that's important, but I believe one should follow through with their heart and their real intent instead of going with what other people want.
Well, and that's what's brought you to where you are now, is just being you and not trying to be like anyone, like inspired, yes, but you do you. And I think that's what sets you apart from so many drag queens is it's a unique experience. And it's something that you don't see. I don't see that. I don't get to go to the drag shows and see that very often. So it's just a nice, refreshing.
Not trying to paint like everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, that's been hard because sometimes you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because sometimes it only goes, you only see you can only see it as far as what you're seeing. But I mean, it can be difficult because everybody else, some people seem to be, you can't, judge yourself on what they're doing, but people are going in different directions. And you're like, well, I've been doing this the whole time and it's not exactly exactly what I wanted. Or, I mean, it's not fair. It's Hollywood, it's not fair. And show business is not a fair business. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You can fight so hard and spin your wheels and stuff, and then sometimes you're just standing where you were,
I mean, you're also a recording artist.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that. 'Cause you have 2 albums out.
Yeah, I have 2 albums and singles as well. And the first album was Popcorn. And then the second album is Hot Skunks, also known as Sorrillos Calientes in Spanish.
That sounds so much sexier when you say
Sorrillos Calientes, and I have 2 singles in Spanish on there as well. Amigos son héroes y La Telaraña. And La Telaraña is about it's a story of a spider. And love is like a spider, and you get caught in its web. And then the other one is Amigos son héroes, which means friends are heroes. I really like that, and I'm going to continue to work Spanish albums. I want to make another Spanish album later on called Para mis amigos, for my friends. And but the Hot Skunks has many songs on it, and then there's also the single Love Piñata and Disco's Undead. And then we just reissued on CD Baby the album Popcorn. And then I put singles on there such as Disco's Undead and other ones on the album.
So you've been performing in Portland. You've only been here a month. Mm-hmm. You've had 1 performance in Portland?
2, actually. I was booked with Blow Pony last month, and it was called Happy Endings. And then it was the Sunday night. Trixie Mattel and myself were part of that, which was really fun. And then Eric, I let him know that I was staying here. He, puts Blow Pony together. And that I moved here, and he brought me on to be part of Blow Pony. So I was there last Saturday night.
Oh, so you're going to be there monthly?
Monthly, yes.
Oh, right.
Correct. So that's a benefit.
That's nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how does Portland's drag community compare to others that you've been in?
Well, I like I like it's a lot more organic or more natural, so to speak, and people are more comfortable with themselves because, I started off in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, the drag was in that county, in LA County and Orange County, and all that we were all together. Drag there was pretty drag, and it was pretty drag. So it was interesting to go other places, and we'd see like San Francisco, for example. They're much more organic, or sort of a man in a dress kind of a style thing like that, which it's all very natural. That's all drag. And then like if you went to New York, they were more theater. You know what I mean? But organic, it's more, I like it that it's more organic. You can't judge their interpretation of what drag is, because drag is dressing up, playing a part, or, feminine part for the most part, or male if you want to be a drag king or whatever. But you can't judge other people's drags and what they do, because it's your own interpretation of what you want it to be. And I think people need to really understand that. Like the whole pageant system is a certain way that it's done, and then there was the whole pageant, and then there was the RuPaul's Drag Race in a sense too categorizes and has put the whole drag on its head, and it's done a lot for drag, but then again it kind of made a mess of drag too, because people that were working regular drag jobs, now their career has changed because people are not interested in wanting to see them, and all they want to see is these ones from TV or whatever. And then also there's so many people that are new or fresh, and they're not even talented entertainers or whatever too. But because you do drag doesn't mean that you necessarily have to entertain. That's another thing. You can dress up and sit around your house, or go, and to parties and just be dressed up. It's an expression more so than in a field than sort of entertainment.
It's art, but it's not necessary. It doesn't have to fit in this one category.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't even sometimes, you can use it as an artistic expression, but I'd just say more of an expression. I wouldn't even say art. Mm-hmm. It's just like wanting to dress up and, I like the way this chiffon looks, or I like to wear nylons, or you know what I mean? Or I like this sort of aesthetic. Because sometimes too we say art, but then again,
But if you're not out, if it's just how you are feeling,
Right.
Yeah.
More with Tammie Brown from RuPaul's Drag Race after the break.
Hi, this is winner of Portland Idol 2016, Pablo Gonzalez, and you're listening to the Caravan of Glam Presents on Wild Planet Radio, streaming at wildplanetradio.com.
Welcome back to the Caravan of Glam Presents. We are in studio chatting with our very special guest, Tammie Brown.
Well, and since you started doing drag, and you see, you mentioned RuPaul. Sometimes it's helped and it's hurt the drag community. Do you think some of the younger, the newer drag queens, I guess the youth drag queens, are they patterning themselves after what they're seeing there?
Oh, most definitely. They're patterning themselves after what they see. And I mean, I think we all do that in a sense, but they do, and then they're young and they're not really experienced, and they think that they know everything about drag, and
Well, they think what they see on TV is drag.
Correct. And that's like what's going on in a studio that we're putting on in a studio. That is not the real deal,
When we don't see all of the things, we see what they want us to see. We're not seeing how much work is going into it and how much stress it is and how you're being, when you're getting critiqued. Do we see all of those critiques? Because I'm like, ooh, Tammie's face is mad right now.
Because it's editing, they edit all of it, so.
And you don't have any control over that editing.
No. Which it's nerve-wracking too for anybody who's on the show, or when it's very nerve-wracking because you don't know what they're going to do.
Well, they can make you anyway. Sorry.
Correct.
Oh, no, what is some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you would like us to know, or our up-and-coming drag queens would like to know that maybe are a little...
What to be in drag?
Yeah, as far as the behind the scenes, like what we see on TV, like say RuPaul's, for example, or even just real life, here in town.
It's not a catty nobody has real bad attitude. There's not like you don't go backstage and everybody's this reading business. There wasn't any of that going on. And if that's the problem, if someone has a bad attitude, well, you don't work with them, they get ousted out for the most part. They don't stay around and work, and I don't think most people don't sit around and just saying nasty things to each other back and forth all the time. Usually it was a lot of support and people supporting each other and helping each other out. And, well, let me help you with this, or let me help you with that. And let's encourage each other to be our best that we are. And like drag queens, they were pioneers in the community from like Stonewall and whatnot. If you go back to Native American culture too as well, like they were healers and the right kind of people that you would want to for different ceremonies and stuff. But now, that's changed, and I think it's important. That's why I created #QueenWithACause, because it's important for us to start again as healers, or as the people that we are, so important for society and the environment, that we were said that we were sinners and immoral and everything, but no, we have a purpose here, and it's important to be part of that purpose.
Well, talk about that.
To go back to the healing instead of slandering and
fighting,
superficial,
and being pitted against each other, and
you mentioned
not
Queens for a
focusing
Cause.
Queen with a cause.
Queen with a
Queen
cause.
with a cause, and that's like Queens with a cause, because like Lady Bunny, she's out there always spewing, like she's doing all the political things, and then Stonewall, Stonewall was with the drag queens that started the riot. You know what I mean? And there's other places in San Francisco with the trans people things that happened and different things that happened, but drags were always on the forefront of the gay community because you can't really hide, and then there was all the stigmas and stuff, but drags were in the forefront taking action, and also helping and entertaining and stuff. It's important. It's something also, it's expression, and people see that, and this person is expressing themselves with all their outwardly self and being, inward, and it's coming on the outside, being there for everybody. And it's time for us to be more grounded, not, oh, look at my dress, or look at these shoes, or, look at the wigs and all this business.
We need a reality check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Justin,
Reality
you're up
check,
and close
not
and personal
reality
with them
shows.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. In a way, I don't I'm way behind the scenes. But
Right.
Well,
where I'm most comfortable.
Also, I don't want to be a slave to the dress.
Right.
No.
Nobody does.
Or
No.
to the whole part of the slave to dress or dressing up and stuff. It's just so silly, the pressure that's put on. And then you work so hard, and then you get treated like crap from a bar you know what I mean? And having to work in bars. Well, we work in bars, because we were, gay suppressed society, so we had to perform in dark gay bars.
That was our only option.
Yeah, but sky's the limits in reality.
Can I ask when you were getting your critiques that sometimes were not always the most positive or even very nice, your face, you stood there so stoic. What was going through your mind when you were hearing those things? Was that making you feel more negative about your craft and what you were doing, or did it push you further?
I pretend that I was a mannequin up there. That's what I did. I love the movie The Mannequin with Kim Cattrall.
Me too. Such a great movie.
But yes, I was like, this is a bunch of BS, because I've read RuPaul's book, Letting It All Hang Out, and I've studied drag, so much different drag, and I know about the other people that have been doing this for such a long time, so that was not anything new to me. This is just crap you're putting on here for TV, you know what I mean? So that did anger me. It does anger me, but it didn't make me want to stop doing what I was doing or stop being who I was, because I knew that's the path, who I am, But no, I just, you got to mind your P's and Q's and not lash out. And to be around some of the other people that were like Nina Flowers and the other ones that were in the pageant circuit, they know how to talk eloquently and all that stuff.
That's not my forte.
No, I feel that it's important to speak out, though. I just don't, I do let them know how I felt. I would let them know how I felt.
Did they respond to you off camera when you would speak up and kind of stand up for yourself and for other people?
For the most part, no, not really. It did make it awkward. Like on season 1, they wanted us to film a song right after the finale show, and Santino, you can tell he was really upset, But hey, this is the way you guys were talking, and I'm not going to put up with it, It's just funny too, like sometimes some of the gay agendas that they push too. It's like, I didn't think like what was that game? Put it in the butt and stuff. And well, that's great, because it's gonna let's them strike some oil here. Well, it's just like, why are we playing these games when we have all this over sexual stuff? Like, for example, in Africa, aren't they showing these people like dirty, like or really raunchy, scary gay sex or wild, taboo sex that people are doing fisting and stuff and using that against us? Yeah. And so why are we doing that on these TV shows? You know what I mean?
It's kind of defeating the purpose that we're all trying to live and be just equal to everyone else. But then it's like, but look at how perverted they are. Yeah. It's already that stereotype and that stigma.
It's just perpetuating it.
Like American Apparel did the whole ad the time there with the Proposition 8 that was going on in California. And then on the ad for the T-shirt, it was some slogan on the shirt that they had, but then the ad had like a naked dude on the thing, and a young guy, and it's just on the tag for the shirt, and that didn't make any sense to me. Why are we pushing this over sexual stuff when we're trying to which people consider perverted and stuff, and then why is that being used and pushed? You know what I mean?
Right. Does it cloud that sex sells? That they talk about in the media. I mean, it doesn't matter what straight, gay, in any of those types of reality shows or shows in general where it's like, sex sells, we got to make sure we put it in there.
I mean, they have shows now that Naked and Afraid and the dating naked show. And I mean, that's what they're going for. But yet gays can't be on TV. We don't want to see, a loving homosexual relationship, but we can watch these kids. Oh, they're kids to me, 20 somethings being all sexual and promoting that and being outwardly, which I'm totally fine with. Like, I'm not, no, you do you. But when we're trying to, we're trying to push over here and we're kind of pushing backwards. Right. And it's just perpetuating what everybody's already thinking.
I think that things are changing so much, but I mean, those are just some things that I just feel that I don't think we should be going there and pushing that. I think we should focus on things we're doing creatively and things in society and normal. I mean, what is considered normal or, productive life instead of just dark, seedy bars that we are forced to be in or dark, seedy lifestyle.
Do you ever get tired of talking about your experience on RuPaul.
Yeah, actually I do, but it sells.
I mean, I guess if that's how, so many people learned about you,
Correct.
From like Portland.
I think it's admirable. I mean, it's the admiration of you spoke your truth and stood up for and didn't back down and challenged, which I think that's the piece that sticks out, which I just thought that was.
Me too.
I love that.
Well, you got to stand up for what's right. I mean, you have to be truthful, and I'm coming from, I'm a sincere person. I'm not somebody that, that it's not about ego so much. I mean, ego gets wrapped up into the whole thing of being on TV and all. I mean, a lot of the girls after the show, like some of them have breakdowns, a lot of them.
Well, how stressful. I mean, it's a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm. And it's your image or something you've worked on or been wanting to work for. And then this show's going to build you up to look like whatever.
And are you isolated while you're together? Like no cell phone? No, is it kind of like
phones,
I think like the
nothing, of course.
Bachelorette type stuff where they
It's
isolate
isolated.
you?
Yeah,
Of
on
course.
Idol and
Oh,
dance.
that's tough.
Yeah, you couldn't have anything.
Yeah, you're isolated. And that's because they want to see, you break down, and then they don't want you giving away information, but they want, it breaks a person down.
Well, I mean, that's what
Vulnerable.
you do when, it's a terrible example. I don't even know why it popped in my head, but abusive relationships. If you can cut off all of those avenues where they don't have a place to go and hear and listen, then they're going to be more sensitive. They're going to be more damaged, and it's going to be more stressful. When you can't just, you don't have that call a friend option.
Right.
You don't have anybody to vent to except the people you're with every day.
But you're not even allowed to vent to them on the show. I mean, they have us sequestered in our own rooms.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. How long?
We couldn't talk to anybody when we were on America's Got Talent on the Caravan. They put us in the big holding room and, we're pushing you guys back another hour. We're pushing, because we were supposed to go on at 8 a.m. and we ended up going on at like 9:50 p.m.
So how long were you,
terrible.
how long is this process from start to finish? Or how long were you involved in the process?
Well, at first, usually it was a matter of 2 weeks each time. Because, the process starts from the beginning where you're auditioning or you get asked back on, and then you have to get everything together for the show. But because I was only there, I keep getting eliminated, so second way around. So I wasn't, there very long. But it's a stressful process. You don't, like we were there the first week of getting through, and we're like, the week is already gone. We didn't even know, Monday from Friday sometime.
Wow.
Like being in Vegas.
Because there's no sleep. You're there, they give you an idea, then they force you to do all these, they're forcing you to do all these different challenges, and they're throwing it at you or changing things around, and then you have to do all this stuff and that stuff, and of course they have to set up cameras and, do all that stuff ready. And then what the thing is with us too, we're the talent, so if you get on the show, just realize they can't roll unless you're ready in reality. So you do have an ace there with that, but there's all that stuff going, and then you're wrapping late. Then, of course, they want you there early in the morning. So, and then you might be having to prepare something all night long for that next day's event.
Whew. I would have lost it on every single person there.
I
need my sleep.
Did you audition before you were selected?
On season 1, of course, yes. And I was in the top 20 or whatever across the nation or whatever, the audition tapes. On the auditions, like on the internet, they did it originally on the internet. They did like a run. People would put their pictures and everything, and everybody would vote. And then I was up. Nina was like number 1 or number 2, but Nina's like, "Yes, Tammie, you were on there. You were like number 20. I remember." So it's nice to know that I'm up there.
I love that accent.
Because there's all these people, they're always saying this and that and stuff, but they don't even know anything about the reality. Everybody thinks they know drag or like, because you do something that's avant-garde or what they consider avant-garde, they pigeonhole you.
Right. Mm-hmm. So how long did it take you, or did you get it from the start? Did you go in wide-eyed and like, oh my God, bright, shiny lights and that, or were you pretty grounded from the get-go?
Oh, well, I thought it was going to be much more different. I thought it was going to be like Friends, and we get together and we do drag things together, Tu Wong Fu, or Priscilla Queen of the Desert.
That's what I would think.
That's what you would think, it's going to be this fun, like dressing up and frolicking, just being merry and having a great time, but no, it wasn't like that. It's like competition, and then you're put in there, and they want you to say nasty things and beat each other up and slam each other.
Do they do they give you a topic to get you to speak?
Oh, of course. There was a time they would try to put you in there and they try to get you to say things. Well, I'm really good. I can just go on and talk about things like the lampshades, and the lampshades are really nice in the room, and I just love the tables. The tables are really nice. I love when I can lay my ruler down. Do you work in centimeters or do you work in yards? I mean, I was working in Mexico, and I do love working with paper. They have such a collection of paper. Crepe paper. Do you like crepe paper? I'm sure you probably just know about tissue paper because of gift wraps, right? You usually open up your gift and there's all this paper. Don't get colored paper, and hope to goodness if you get colored paper it doesn't get wet, because then it'll stain the clothes. You know what I mean? Stain the clothes. You wouldn't want your clothes to get stained, would you now? And then just go on and on and on.
And then by that point, they don't even remember what they were trying to talk about.
One fell asleep, but then they try to get someone else to come in the room, and they try to get someone else to come in and talk to with me. Maybe because I was friends with another person that was outside in the community, so they try to bring them in to talk to me and get me to open up. But the same thing I do is run on.
Somebody got schooled.
You're right.
They didn't even know it.
And it helps to be smart, because I would have just been a flubbing mess. But you could actually make it all sound very interesting.
Play the game.
Yeah, right. But that really does bother them, though, because they want they want emotion, soil everything.
They want a mess, and they just, because that's the ratings. So Tammie Brown, what is next for you?
I'm working on another album. It's Schubert, slowly, and then there's a single that in studios being produced right now. There'll be 3 songs on the album, and it's a Brown and Caddy. You might have seen Michael with me. He's the guy with the hippy dippy guy with the hair, and
with the hair.
And we've been working on an album, and that should be released soon, hopefully within the year. And then I'm constantly working on environmental issues. I want to be more where I can spread more awareness and use my celebrity for that, for environmental issues and for our planet. The planet, because it's the only planet we know. So music and selling, I've been selling, building up my brand. That's what I really want to build up my brand. But I want to use my brand for more environmental issues.
And then monthly you'll be performing?
Monthly at Blow Pony, correct.
And what is that, a specific evening every month?
Or
when
is a specific evening here in Portland, Blow Pony.
I don't know what evening that is.
Well, I'm not sure either, because now it changed venues.
Okay.
It has to do with venue availability.
So where do we follow you at?
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram, Planet Tammie. And then you can also follow me on Facebook. Yeah,
Blow Pony every month.
Blow Pony every month. I mean, because you tune into these like Instagram and you tune into like Facebook and whatnot, and there it is, most of the information you need. I mean, oh, and my YouTube channel, that's another big deal that I work on. I like to make films. I've been making films, and people like the films a lot. They've been asked to be in film festivals, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Small,
cool.
But it's not a bit, not too big. But I mean, I really enjoy making films, and I've been making that. And then we create a Planet Tammie Productions where I have my films, and my YouTube channel, It's Tammie Brown. And I'm World of Wonder, I'm working with World of Wonder on It's Tammie, with them.
If you ever need any extras, we're available.
Yes, awesome. Please.
We're here.
I really like film. But yeah, it's Tammie Brown is my YouTube channel. There's some really fun stuff on there.
That's awesome. Well, I know now that Portland knows that you're here.
Yeah.
I think your calendar's going to be filling up.
I feel so lucky. I'm like, I got to hang out with Tammie Brown.
No, it's been trickling down for like the last month and a half.
I think it's awesome.
Is Tammie in town? Did Tammie really move here?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get these messages. Yes, I'm here.
Now what?
Book her.
What sign are you?
I'm a Virgo.
You are Virgo. September?
September 15th.
Ooh.
Right around the corner.
Yay.
Awesome.
You're going to be 21?
I'm going to be 64.
That old classic vibe. Mm-hmm. It's real, y'all.
Well, Tammie Brown, we appreciate you coming in, and hopefully we would love to have you back. So we'll wrangle you in before you get
me back when you invite her.
We will.
Thank you. We'll do that.
Danie's been adopted.
Finally. I mean, I've been here since 9 o'clock.
I was just waiting.
Took long enough.
How about Radio Sister? Is that better? Radio Sister?
I think that's racist.
No, it's not.
I'm just kidding.
Hello, I'm with the black girls.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, the expression on Tammie's face. That was perfect.
Well, you know what? The wigs, speaking of wigs, sister wigs are the best wigs to get.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. I am too hot and sweaty. I can't wear wigs.
Yeah.
You don't need to. You have
nice hair.
perfect hair.
Got good hair, girl. I had my baseball cap on, so it's a little mushed. But it gets real big when I get excited.
Well, this is the Caravan of Glam Presents. I'm your host, Don Newton, along with Jay Boo.
Jay Boo.
Bustin' Juckles.
And our special co-host for today is Danie Ward.
Yay.
And our special guest in studio, Tammie Brown. Again, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
That does it for us today on the Caravan of Glam Presents. We are done.
We're done entertaining you.
The show. It's kind of sad.
I don't want to go home yet.
No. Danie will be back. We're going to bring her back. We adopted her. She
We
knows
did.
that.
Radio sister.
She is. So you got me, Don Newton.
Jay Boo.
And Danie Ward.
Danie Ward, our special co-host.
With an IE.
That's
Oh, yeah. Oh, an IE.
all right. Have a good evening, everyone. And we will talk again.
Soon.
Yes, we will.
Peace out.
Be kind.
Rewind.
Make smart choices.
Strap it on.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wrap it up.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh, no.
All right. We're out.